Movement number 4. Dragon seeks path. Dragon whips his tail.
Yo, my man, why you got on that purse, huh?
Hey, this ain't no purse. I'm the big deals. Don't do that. $100 Patron in the bid at, you heard? Get your money up, not your funny up.
Bragado. Monthful podcast. Money up, no funny up podcast. Try to be funny if you ain't got money, but we gonna come and hawk you down podcast. We out here, litty gang and
What if that was the name of the podcast?
They would just have to respect our grizzle. You know what I mean?
We definitely have to put it in just every title is the same exact thing. It's just that.
Fact though. Yo, we out here, litty gangington, you know what I'm saying? Nice little Friday, but it feel like Sunday type ish, you know what I'm saying? You know the vibes. Yo, we out here, it's lit, man. What we talking about?
So, yesterday I watched the interview. Great interview. Rap Radar and Drake. I'm going to keep it a buck. That might be one of the greatest interviews I've ever seen. And it really put a lot into perspective for me.
He's a big interview person, so that means a lot.
Yeah, I watch hella interviews. And it put a lot into perspective for me, you know. It in a way, it almost made me realize how much it's going to sound weird, but how much I've been working the last 10 years. Like how much my life has been the life of, and this is why it hit me so hard, has been the life of almost like a child, not to the same thing or anything, but like where everything he was saying to a minuscule level I could understand and relate to, and it made me realize, like, man, I remember watching Drake interviews in the beginning of this decade, not understanding. It was a weird thing hearing these things now, be like, I understand this in a way now that's completely different. And throughout this decade, this dude has soundtracked this decade, really. You know, there's moments, major moments in my life that I go back and think about, and Drake has a song attached to that moment.
And that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Drake may be one of those artists that I don't know if he got classics, but I can say that he timestamps a good portion of my, you know what I mean, of the last 10 years of my life. Like, I can relate times and different emotions, I guess I should say, too. Like, just nostalgia in general. Like, I feel like Drake has been a person that has really time capsulated. He's like the thing about Drake, he's like a timeline for hip hop. Like, he may not drop classic bodies of work, or even you could argue that he doesn't have a classic song, but like,
he addressed that too. He addressed that pretty well when he said that he thinks he has a lot of he thinks he has a couple I don't. He made good arguments, but So Far Gone's a classic. We ain't gonna act like So Far Gone's not a classic. So Far Gone's a classic.
Yeah, and not an album, I mean,
see, that's not fair.
See, here's the thing, though. Here's the only problem I have with that, is that I understand what you're saying, but the So Far Gone that is the biggest So Far Gone doesn't have half the songs that are the songs that majority of people like. Like, the So Far Gone on iTunes only has like 6 songs on it.
We're not talking about So Far. We're talking about, you were there when So Far Gone dropped. What are you talking about So Far Gone on iTunes? I'm talking about So Far Gone. That's like saying you were there when Reasonable Doubt dropped, but you're going off like the title version, but they couldn't clear a few things. That's not this. We know what
but I'm saying, though, I feel
hold up. Uptown, classic. I don't care what you say. Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, classic. Bro, there's so many songs on that project. If you go back and read the trackers, you'd be like, yo, there's a lot of classic joints on this. If we even just say quotables.
I think Best I Ever Had is a classic record. I think that's a classic song.
Okay.
That's withstanded 10 years easily. You know what I mean? Like, that's a song that you can...
Nigga, there's quotes that, if not 10, lasted at least 5 that we just stopped saying from So Far Gone. Like, references that we just stopped doing from So Far Gone. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Another thing that he explained very well was his attachment to Houston and why he has such an affinity to Houston. People be forgetting that Drake is a foreigner.
Yeah.
Drake is not American, right? So Houston was the first place that he came to America after he was like a rapper.
Right.
So that to him is his and as a kid, like who's been to a different country and knows Central City represents like America to me because that's where I landed and that's what I saw originally. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why Houston is so important to him because he
yeah, and I mean also being around that, and especially at the time, I feel like people forget that Drake is a child star. So like he was very impressionable at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like him being like he's a little older than me. Like Drake, I mean he is a decent amount older than me, I guess. He's like 4 or 5 years older than me, but I can understand being that age, being in Texas at that time, being around that kind of stuff, and that be the stuff that moves you because especially if you're around people and you're around that for a period of time. Cause I used to spend extended periods of time in Texas, and I can understand why that's like a very impressionable thing when it comes to music. It's like it's literally a lifestyle. You know what I mean? So him coming and I can definitely understand why he is like that as well. You know. Basically.
Yeah. Another thing too that I realized that it's cool to clown on Drake and stuff like that, and you don't got to think he the best rapper and whatever. But what I don't like that we do is like the way that we now find good through destruction.
Yeah.
Like people would rather. You can't say that Drake don't got music you like, or that even if he doesn't have music you like, which I know he has at least one song, you can't deny his importance of this last decade.
I just don't. Like, I'm going to be real. I mean, it might sound pompous and arrogant, but, bro, I just don't believe that there's people who just genuinely don't like Drake's music, bro.
No,
like,
see, I could believe that. I could believe there's people as a whole. I could see you not liking his music. That's easier for me to believe than
now,
you.
I can, hold on. No, I, when I say music, I understand not liking certain stuff, but nigga, if you between the ages of 10 years old to 35, bruh, you probably like a decent amount of Drake stuff. Like what are we talking about? Like I don't, nah, this is somebody who's been putting out music for a whole decade and a lot of it.
But I'm saying that I can see how Drake's Get Down isn't your Get Down. I could easily see that. What I'm saying, what it's harder for me to see is that Drake don't have moments that you don't like. I feel like you're fighting something at that point. Drake has had a wild run, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm glad that he is the person that's at the position, because it's not like he's not focused on lyrics, because he is. It's not like he's not focused on. He also makes good music. You know what I'm saying? He keeps the integrity of hip hop and stuff. And I know what people are gonna say, because he addressed the ghostwriting stuff, where it's like, well, he's not writing his own stuff. Well, what he was on the chopping block for, what everybody found out was essentially like a hook. And lots of artists do that. And I've always said that I know Drake ghostwrites for people. I know he's been doing that. So I do believe his pen is his own when it comes to his verses and stuff, the most important stuff.
Yeah.
You don't hear 5 a.m. in Toronto and be like, those are his bars. That's
what I'm saying, though, is like, okay, here's the thing. Like, I feel like Drake covers so many bases that you not liking him, like, you kind of like, because he's like, as weird as this sounds, he's a rapper's rapper. He's like a musician's musician. He's like
I think the rapper's rapper part I can see how a ribbity rapper could not like him, or I could say that he's not like a traditional rapper's rapper. Because
But my thing is this though.
he's a
At
good rapper. He's a great rapper.
at times, right? I can see what you're saying, but like you're not gonna listen to like back to back, or you're not gonna listen to, like you said, 5 a.m. in Toronto, or you're not gonna listen to. So if you find a BlackBerry with the side scroll, sell that motherfucker to any rapper that I know, and
Or
not
30
tell
for
me that,
30,
huh?
any of that 30 for 30, any of that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna tell me he's not a rapper's rapper, because if we was in a cipher and a nigga was kicking that, I think they just like get a connotation of Drake is kind of corny. So that's like funny to do, because like it's like this prime example, right? Well, people do this. I can't really say this is a weird example because I feel like people kind of do this to him as well. But I was gonna say Tory Lanez. I feel like people respect Tory Lanez's pen, but a lot of people don't as well. So it kind of gets to a point where like they kind of look at Tory Lanez like, "Oh, you a singing nigga." But to me, Tory Lanez and Drake are very similar artists. They both are musicians. Like they're more than just rappers. So like I start to feel like damn, well, I feel like that's a little bit of shade, because at the end of the day, you got people like Drake, who's like literally coming out here and genuinely spitting bars, but then also making good songs and also being like diverse as hell, like doing music that's not even in English. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's to the point where people
the culture vulture stuff too.
What I was just about to bring up, it's like it can't, and even myself, I'm guilty of this. Man, I like talking about this. I'm not gonna lie. Even to myself, I feel like I'm kind of guilty of this. There was a time where I felt like Drake was a little culture vulture-ish, right? But now I started to realize, I was like, I don't really think it's that. I think this nigga works. Like he like genuinely, he puts in work, bro. Like the thing about Drake is that you can even say like, oh yeah, he does songs with Block Boy JB, makes him pop, and then dips out, skirt, what it is, right? And I'm like, cool, I understand how you could get that, and I agree with that, right? But I also, on the flip side of that, I'm like, do you know how real it is of a nigga that size to stoop down to that level?
But that's what I'm saying too. Is that maybe I've even said that too. But I'm saying like, what else do niggas want him to do?
That's what I'm like, bro. That's like the biggest opportunity. You mean to tell me like if a nigga gets the chance to do a song with Drake, that he should take that?
The Drake effect is Drake is too big. The Drake effect is he makes one hit wonders out of people. Like he almost like forcefully makes one hit wonders out of people. Yeah. Because if you don't have big songs or like a big bass and you do a song with Drake too early, you're not going to be able to follow it up.
Man.
So that's why a lot of people have a hard time after they do a song with Drake like McConan or Block Boy JB, because you're not going to get a bigger song than Tuesday on your own now. You have to have a song that's decently big before that. That's why go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. Keep going.
I was gonna say that's why Drive is a little different, because it was more like a song flip.
Yeah.
But Drake is really big, and we'll see what this next 10 years does. We'll see what this next 10 years does. Regardless, Drake is having a wild run.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm like, dog. Okay, like let's keep it a buck, my G. Like let's keep it a band, my nigga. Like I don't know if this tree got me feeling dumb nice or if I'm on to something, but like, bro, nobody else in hip hop has had a run for this long like this other than Jay-Z and M.
Yeah, he's had a...
Bro, we talking a consistent 11 year, because it's over 10 years. Drake came out before 2010. So what I'm saying is this dude has had a consecutive 10 years where he has dropped almost 10 bodies of work, or if not more than that, right? Where this dude has delivered consistent music. Like what I'm saying is Wayne's run wasn't this long, Wayne had a good run, but Wayne's run didn't have this type of energy, bro. Like, he didn't break these type of records. Like, Drake has broken every record. This dude, every album he's ever put out has went platinum. Nigga. I don't think every Jay-Z album has went platinum. You feel me? Like, I don't know.
I'm not going to say that. I would have to look at the stats. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Or Drake, for sure. I know Drake, as every single album he's dropped has went platinum, but
I have to look at the stats.
But Jay, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could look it up if you want to keep talking.
Nah, I'm just the ghostwriting thing was the thing that blemished him the most, and it's just people are also ready for Drake to not be around. He's on the you've been around long enough where you become the villain. You see yourself become the villain.
Yeah, all Drake studio albums are confirmed platinum or higher.
Well, I don't know what Jay's are.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said I'm not sure about Jay's, but I knew that Drake's were, though. I could say that confidently. I don't know. I guess I could. Yeah, but anyways, I don't know, man. I feel like this is a good discussion, and I really like doing this, and I hope that you guys care about this the way I care about this, because for some reason, like, I feel like people need to talk about Drake more, and, like, don't get, like, I've had my moments. I've definitely had my moments where I've been like, man, I think this nigga's whack. But then I start to feel like, yeah, no, like, people take Drake for granted. It's just simple as that. Like, they take that man for granted. He is a very good musician. There is nobody else that has really proved to do what he does. Get in the camera, bro. He's nobody else that really proved to do, like, what he's done with the type of records and stuff that this dude has broken. Simple as that.
Facts. And he, to me, is somebody who's super important to this last decade. And really a lot of important moments in my life, I could say personally, I could think of Drake songs that are attached to them.
Dog, I am blown, bruh. I don't know what I got from this dispensary, bruh, but, man.
It's for that, we're YouTubing.
Nah, son. Nah, but listen, yeah. That's why I said what I said. I didn't say it. That's not a bad word. It's a medical clinic.
Here.
I'm telling you, bro, Drake a legend. That's what we saying. Drake a legend as of thus far. It's a decade in, you know what I mean? Yo.
Put in the comments what your thoughts about Drake is. You know, if you have... What's your favorite Drake song? Stuff like that. That's hard for me to say. I couldn't really pick, but not right now. Anyway.
Yeah, facts. We out. Bye.